Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you me recording this a second time because of GW. Yeah, they made a fucky wucky the first time around and decided not to color anything on the changes besides Emperor's Children. Now, I should have known that they would have fixed it eventually, but with GW, there's no telling when that would happen. That out the way, and me being cranky at 5 a.m. in the morning, let's talk about what happened with Tyranids. From what I could see, we didn't get any on the balance, and let's just hope that there wasn't any stealth things. I checked through the app on things that I would expect to get changed in some type of way. Didn't happen. But really quick and simple. There's five five changes for us. EXOCRINE went up by 5. Doesn't change anything. Let's talk about why it doesn't change anything. You're still going to take 3. Now you're probably going to drop an enhancement, if that. Um, and because there's no alternatives in the Tyranids Codex to it, there's no alternatives. There's no alternatives to shooting in the Tyranids Codex. So until they address that in some manner, I'm just going to skip ahead to both of the nerfs. Let's do that. Nerfs first, and then negatives later. Uh, until they provide real alternatives to the Tyrant effects and to the Exocrine. If you go, oh, but Zoe's for both, they have 24-inch range, last cannons for this, D 3 for this part. So they're not they're not comparable, and they don't have anything in the codex that comes close to them. That's why they can't go hard. But why they probably went this route is something that I didn't manage to get out in time. Is because big thing spam is winning. Imperial Knights, our Crusher Stampede has been doing okay for us. It's doing the best out of our detachments right now on the tournament scene. Win rate wise, it's a simulation swarm, but there's also like 3 people playing that. Surprisingly to me, I don't know. Go try it, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And our Crusher Stampede list is triple Exocrine, triple Tyrant effects, 2 of them Rupture Cannon, 1 Acid Spray. But let's talk about the buff on that end. Or one of the buffs, or the buffs, yada yada yada, whatever. Hive Tyrant did go down by 10 points. And this goes to my point that I said in my Synapse video, one of them, one of the several videos to be honest. Uh, if you're going to put all of our rules on one fucking model, it shouldn't cost me more just to play the game because I have to take the one fucking model. So the Hive Tyrant, 225, I'll take that. So yeah, that that just kind of goes to so. So your Crusher Stampede list is, let's see, that was plus 30, plus 15, 45, minus 10, up 35 points. Uh, Maybe now we stop taking the small thing that you probably don't need. Uh, yeah, so, that's the trade off on that end. And to the other thing that now this confirms my worries, unfortunately. The Neurolictor went down by 10, but something like the Parasite of Mortrex is still 80 fucking points. And the Trigon is down by 10 to 140. Like the Trigon, I'm happy about that one. Like that one is one that yay, that'll be my cheer uh this early in the morning. But why am I worried, and what's confirmed my fears? I think GW genuinely is building the output skew to, hey, did you get a battle shock around the Neurolictor, and did your Exocrine get lethals around the Hive Tyrant? That's it. Seems like that's the angle. And even further with Invasion Fleet, the thing that gets scary is because you can't give too many things in our codex, unfortunately. Bonus lethality or a way to deal damage because you wrote Invasion Fleet the way you did. So if it has something like +1 to wound, or uh, a couple of things that give +1 to hit, something like that, you just take it to Invasion Fleet and now you have sustained or lethals. You can't give out a lot of rerolls past that. You already have the Exocrine and the Hive Tyrant and Invasion Fleet and the Neurolictor, because all of these factors compound where if you do it wrong, it'll get out of hand. But at the same time, you've designed everything in that in mind. So I don't really love that because again, you didn't. They clearly didn't address other things, and there's no. Don't remember if I said it in this take, but spoiler: there's nothing in the balance Dataslate. I have it open to double check. Um, for us on that end, but like they didn't make the Toxicrin or the Parasite of Mortrix or hell even the Screamer Killer cheaper, like models that aren't seeing play, right? Models you haven't seen at all, like the Tyrannocyte isn't down either. So it just goes to show you're not looking at the entire faction, you're going at the models that have ever been seen this edition and just still tinkering with those back and forth, right? I would like there to be a more holistic view of, well, it'd be nice if somebody could take a Toxicray in this edition or Parasite of Mortrex more than once on a blue moon and not feel bad about spending 80 fucking points for it. But yeah, there's that. They also are not trying to make more money by fixing the warriors by giving them either a better save or a better ballistic skill for range. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Um, but again, it's just reconfirming my fears that it's not being looked at realistically in a general sense. Not the worst balance, right? Not the worst, but could be better. Definitely could be better, and that's everything, right? So yeah, really simple on that front. Double check here. No red now. I gotta say they didn't make. From what I saw on the app, they didn't make a fucky wucky here. Um, but to that, who would have guessed that GW actually was smoking crackeroni and cheese? Because they did release a new Tau and an Orcs detachment, a new Tau and a new Orcs detachment. So, I mean, hey, I guess whoever doubted that one leaker, send them a care package or an apology or something. But yeah, to that point, let's double check because a lot of people, once a certain channel says a thing as an idea, and I was going to give a take there, but there's no need to be um, rude this early in the morning for that front. But it's kind of annoying that because somebody pitches an idea that they might have shot just off the cuff, right? Off the cuff. That all of a sudden the community just takes it for verbatim, and that's the position I don't favor them being in because they throw something out because of something else being an issue, and the community just goes, yeah, this is happening in the next one because I don't know. I don't know. But as we can see, kind of nothing happened up here. So yeah, that's the Tyranids front. It is. How do I feel? I don't know. I'm a little bit annoyed because again, I don't like my firms being confirmed to me. Now you could have a different take and say no, that's not why they're doing it. But then I would love an explanation for why models that have not been seen outside of somebody's garage, fucking roar, are not at least being looked at a little bit. Like by 5 at that point. I don't even give a shit, right? But if you can bring the Neurolictor down to 80, I think the Parasite of Mortrix can come down or something like that. That's just the example in my face right now. Or hell, Barbons could come down 5 points because everything has fucking stealth and -1 to be wounded now and yada yada yada. But I could keep complaining, but the thing I am genuinely happy about is Trigon down 10. Uh, it's 12 attacks, 9-2-3 melee. I like the Trigon. I know last go around, if you're only popping in from that last time I did this, I was down on that. Don't know. Was I down on the first take? Actually, I don't remember because it was 150, and I was like, hey, I like the Trigon. But to that point, hopefully, now we try the fucking Trigon. Why do I want that to happen so much? Well, maybe instead of fucking 3 squads of Lictors and Raveners, you take the fucking deep striking monster and have a threat as well as you scored points. Something like that. You know, you can still rapid ingress it, not for the 6 inches. Don't forget, it is only 6-inch deep strike in your turn. Rapid, you still have to do 9, but you can still do that. And now they have to deal with a monster in their backline that scored you some points, right? Preferably, you put it in an angle that it doesn't get shot by anti-monster gun. Uh, so I like Trigons. Hopefully, I'm just still waiting for the rest of the faction to look, not the faction, but faction's players to go, huh? Well, if I do put double Trigon, I can score the points that I had for the Lictor, and it wouldn't be just be throwing away fucking points. And not to say the Lictor is a waste of points, but after a certain point of, well, you brought 3 Lictors to get 3 points, you have to wonder, was 180 points worth it? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's my take on the points. And hey, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for got a comment for me comment. Goodness, it's early in the morning. Sorry, morning brain. Uh, and until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.